So I woke up, I'd say, less than 20 minutes ago to a notification on my phone from Honkai Star Rail, and I was just like, please, 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 yes, yes. This has been one of the longest waits we've ever had when it comes to this game. And I get why. I'm not faulting the devs on this. It is not their fault. But for God's sake. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, we like this. An Ionic game, a paradise of elation, geniuses and oddballs all gathered here, ready to become Aha. Okay, so is the idea that you take the position of the old Aeon? Yeah, no. Of course, you could also choose to surpass Aha, overthrow Aha, manipulate Aha, take Aha hostage. I wonder how you'd pull that off. Assassinate Aha, you'd probably need other Aeons. Ignore. That's what a lot of people are probably doing, huh? This is a work of fiction, and any resemblance to actual events is totally Aha's fault. Okay, interesting. They're actually doing a disclaimer from Aha for the reference of real life stuff. Okay, so Yao Guang, prosper Aha. Divination, earning money, getting rich, even Aha would be green with envy. She looks so good, man. She looks so good. She's a skip for me, only because of who's running with her at the same time. Blade in red! Ooh, I like that actually, that's super cool. Glory, Aha, reignite past glory of laughter, Bladey's on it. So, who's calling him Bladey there? Is Aha doing it to troll, or is it like a statement from someone else like Kafka? Because Kafka's the only one who typically calls him that. Ooh, though. I want to bring him home in the future, I'll be honest. The idea of his character development, because Yingjing is such a deep character, he has so much that has gone on in his lore. It's just like, yes, I want that. Yes, I want that home. Evanescia. Okay, so I was 100% right about the silhouette looking like Yae Sakura. Yeah, they've literally made an XP of her, but they've completely renamed her, probably because of the, issues currently politically with Japan. Makes sense. I do like that they've at least kept the cherry blossom imagery in, even if her name had to change, and she does seem to be wearing some kind of, almost kimono-esque outfit still, despite what happened. Because people were debating on the future prospects of this world, assuming that it was originally Edo Star and assuming it had to be changed a lot. People wondered just how far they'd go with removing Japanese-esque stuff from the game now, and the possibility of the future of them using Japanese inspiration until the political climate simmers down. And, Honkai Impact 3rd currently has May Raiden, who is a character who has literal Japanese heritage in their lore, got a new battle suit, and people were like, oh, it's more based on the Chinese outfit though because it's for Chinese New Year, which is true, but the character themselves is definitely respectful towards Japan and the idea of Japanese heritage, and they were fine with that. But Honkai Impact 3rd is also far less popular, far less. So it just kind of created a weird feeling for a lot of people on if in the future just how much they're going to go back to characters who have connections to Japan in their lore, or the possibility of a future world if Edo Star isn't completely scrapped as an idea, if long term they could maybe go back to that idea. No one knows, but it created debate, so it's nice to actually see her here. The one thing I'm curious is, are they going to define her character like the previous era version or the current era version? Because previous era Sakura was really, really interesting. Current era Sakura was just Yuri bit and really boring. I have no issue with romance being in a story, or the kind of form that romance takes, whether it's heterosexual, homosexual, if they want to give representation to asexuals or anything. If a game wants to do that, you be my guest as long as it's well written. Because to me, love is love at the end of the day. I have no issue or qualms with them representing other forms of it, but at least write it well. And current era Sakura, they have this like grand one moment, but to me it makes sense if the person who people and even the devs ship her with was with a childhood friend, because they actually have that pre-established connection and make an effort to bond. A grand declaration doesn't lead to a meaningful relationship, and using them only as your, like, in instances to kind of do fan servicey, like, it's not fan service in the traditional sense, it's not like they're stripping them down or anything, but it's like, they're making a point of this one couple that has very little depth. When they have such well-written and well-rounded characters already, it's just like, okay, what's the point in this? So yeah, who is Aha? I don't know, my teacher didn't cover that. Why not ask the next person? Who's your teacher? Sparxie! You're the Aha. Oh my gosh, what? Whoa, that's some nasty trash talk. Rude! Giving flack to the idea of being her own Aeon. Okay, fair enough. That's kind of funny. Ooh, hey, let's go. Also, her hair. I like the style change. I like that her hair is actually partially down. You get, because, you know, this girl is obviously inspired by Bronya Zaychik from Honkai 3rd. Specifically, she's inspired by Hacksaw Bunny, which is a variant of Bronya Zaychik, I'm pretty sure, from Honkai 3rd. And I think that it's nice to tie her into a more mature Bronya, in a sense, with the hair coming down. Or tie it more into Hersher of Reason. It's nice. I actually really appreciate that. I'm very curious what she'll do. Yet again, I really... Okay, so I've recorded a video a bit ago at this point. I've just not had the time to edit because I've had a lot going on. Talking about SP variants and how much I actually really, really like them. So, Blade and Silverwolf being here, I kind of want to get them both if I can. I still aim to try and get Sparxie home because, yet again, an SP variant in a sense. And I find her very, very fun. I really liked Sparkle. I've also done a character tier that is in the works of being edited. I've just not had the time because I've had so much going on. But yeah, no, I like this. This is fun to me. Let's go. King Aha. Aha once said, "All hail the esteemed wolf. Time to show the universe what she's really made of." Let's go! Considering she was doing hacking battles with Screwlum and stuff, like, we know this girl is capable, we've just not had the chance to see it. I'm really glad that they're showing us now. So we're seeing all of the characters' silhouettes, and I was right about 3 of them. I was right about Silverwolf, I was right about Blade, and I was right about Yae Sakura SP. Nihilux. Okay. Interesting. Looks like she's like a manga artist because you can see the little section here where it goes into seemingly character panel art. Origin Aha. Known as the strictest mother of the Aeons. As long as she turns in her manuscript on time. Yeah, right. Okay, fair enough. Don't know how to feel about this character. Like the art style and inclusion of like the exclamation marks and stuff. Really putting in like things that are a part of the manga kind of craft. Kind of curious if it's actually based on manga or if it's based on, I'd imagine manhwa at this point, because I doubt that they'd call it manga at this point considering the political tension, but there's no way to know. But very neat. Like that. Ashveil. That's a cool design. Okay. Also, those eyes. Okay. True Aha. He stands, he yawns, and Aha, he's awake. So we now know who the 2 silhouettes we had no idea who the hell they were are now. That's neat. I like that because I didn't know who to guess. Like, I didn't know who would be some of those silhouettes at all. I have no idea what to say about this man. I really don't. So I guess, Yeah, no, they're revealing them kind of in the order. So yeah, those were all the silhouettes we were given, now all revealed. I really like that. I like the art going on. I'll look forward to seeing their splash arts eventually, because of course these are different. It's interesting that there's a selection option for Silverwolf first. I wonder what that means. So we now know that the ready to become an Aeon part is actually to take the role of Aha somehow. Whether that's permanent or temporary, there's no way to know. To me, that makes sense of why Yao Guang is here. We now know all the silhouettes, but first impressions, really happy with this. Like the amount of SPs, so we're going to get progression in certain characters' stories. I really like that Blade's there, and I really like that Silverwolf's there. I'm glad that we've got progression in the Stellaron Hunters that's going to actively potentially impact worlds, because it should. They are very key to the story. So, yeah, no. There's 3 characters on here that I definitely want, and there's one that I debatably want depending on how they're handled in the story. Oh, Stellar Jades. Oh, Stellar Jades. I will say one thing, I hope in the future we never have an incident like this happen again. It makes me wonder how they're going to handle future world development from now on, if they're going to heavily lean on potential inspiration from certain cultures. And depending on if so, then who, because I don't think anyone wants a repeat of this. This has been the driest Honkai Star Rail has ever been, and the accentuation of the break period between the update. Like, I've noticed it as a creator, and I've also noticed it as a player. I've spoken to people, they've like taken a break from the game and have been very, very bored in this break period. Hoyoverse could have maybe remedied that with events or something. It wouldn't have fixed the problem, but it definitely would have helped. Or they could have done like dripping of material sooner than this instead of all in one to make it feel less bad. And then content creation. It's kind of suited me only because my personal circumstances have been quite rough this past month. But a lot of people have complained about the audience not being there, and about a lack of content and things to talk about that haven't already happened. If you have already like caught up with Star Rail, there's a limit to what there is to discuss, because of course playing Arcadia, we had no information fed to us in game about the location before this. It's like, my assumption is it must have been Edo Star, and then they changed course to avoid political issues and avoid angering their Chinese audience, because I don't know the specifics on if Hoyoverse or Mihoyo, like what sort of content they're allowed to create considering their connections to governance because of how much money the business makes. But I'd like to hope that they'd be able to do it. It's just they wouldn't by choice because of the political tension and maybe the opinions of some members of the team. There's no way to know that though. They'd have to disclose that, and I don't know if they ever would. And I wouldn't blame them if they didn't. I wish the team the best, but I just wish that they gave us more, like in bits and pieces, to maintain the interest of the community, because the community has been like, okay, so I guess we should do other stuff right now. And that's impacted everyone. When we should have been really excited for this version. I'm very hyped right now though. And I'm very interested that, you know, there's a little selection over Silverwolf, almost as if to imply that she might be next or significant in the story next. Because why over her and not Sparxie or Yao Guang, who are the first characters we'll be getting as playable? We'll see though. If you liked this, hopefully you'll like some of my other videos, so I'd appreciate if you'd go and check them out and you liked and subscribed. And until next time, have a good night, morning, day, whatever time it is, wherever you guys are in the world. And take care. Let me know what you think of this, guys. Let me know who you're getting home.